guys, okay, today I am going to be showing you guys how I achieve my quick weave. Now, disclaimer, this will require for you, if you are natural, for you to put heat on your hair, probably a little bit more heat than you may want to. I mentioned in a previous video of mine that I was over being natural. Now, that doesn't mean that I am not taking care of my hair anymore, or that I am going to go and get a perm. But because of postpartum and a whole bunch of different other things, I am going to be cutting my hair. I want to cut it into a bob. So I just felt like prior to me doing that, or whenever I get around to doing it, I want to have fun with my hair. I don't want to be restricted. And I know for me, I used to try to not ever straighten my hair because I was afraid of heat damage and different things like that. But I don't want to feel limited anymore. So with that being said, I am not so much as worried about heat damage because it's hair. It can grow back. I can cut it off, start all over. I'm not opposed to doing that. But right now, I just want to have fun with my hair. I don't want to be limited to just getting braids or wearing buns or wearing wigs like I normally would do to achieve like a straight look. So yeah, this is how it looks. Super simple, super easy. Before I get started, I'm going to tell you that the curling iron that I'm using in this video is by Remington. Now, it's not just the best one. If I were you, I would invest in something a little bit better. I think I got this from like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, but it kind of like broke on me. You can even tell that the screw is coming out. I had to put like a makeshift screw in there just to even use it. So just a disclaimer, but I really like the way that my curls look when I curl it with a curling iron like this, as opposed to curling it with a flat iron. So yeah, just a disclaimer. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Okay, so right now all I'm doing is parting my hair on the way I want it to be parted. So if you wanted a middle part, of course you'll part your hair down the middle. But I wanted like a deep side part, so that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and um section off hair on each side of the part so that it can lay over the track. And you want to make sure that you have enough hair. If you do not leave out enough hair to cover the tracks, then it's not going to look good. So yeah, I'm making sure that I leave out a nice amount. You don't want to leave out too much, and you don't want to leave out too little. The smaller your um, section is, the more hair you'll need. Um, so for this one, I only used about 2 packs. Now for this is like a traditional glue in. When I do my versatile quick weave, when I do my versatile quick weave, I tend to use more hair, um, just simply because I want it to be fuller. For this one, I just use standard pack hair, and I only use two. If I wanted to, I could have possibly used 2.5, but 2 packs was more than enough for me to get the to achieve the style that I wanted. So then I went ahead and I left out some of the hair on the side of my hair, just because I wanted to be able to pull it back and have it to go behind my ear. Now, if you do not care about that part, you don't have to leave out as much hair as I did. I left out some on this side, and then right in this next clip, you'll see where I left out a little bit in that part that's right there in the front of my hair. So yeah, you want to leave out wherever you feel like how you want to be able to pull your hair back. That's how you want to be able to leave out your hair. Um, so once I did this, I just began the braiding process. Now, I did not do no super neat braids, but you want to make sure your foundation is as flat as possible. This braid pattern is one that I use often, even when I'm doing like wigs. If I'm doing a side part, this is a braid pattern. I just braid my hair down, and then I connect each braid as I'm going to the previous braid, or to the next braid, I should say. That way, when I'm ending, I usually end up with maybe one or two braids, and then I'm completely done. So, like I said, you want to make sure they don't have to be super small, but they need to be small enough so that you can have a flat foundation so that your hair isn't sticking up. Now, you'll notice that it's kind of like bumpy in the back of my hair when you see me put my stocking cap and stuff on later on. But I promise you, once you glue it on, you can't tell. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I do when it comes to that. It's just make sure that I connect the braid from the previous braid into them so that when I end it, I can either end with one, depending on how small you do them, or for me, most of the time, I probably end up with two braids total in the back. And I just keep doing this all around my entire head. But like I said, as you can see, I'm not doing super small braids. But your foundation, honestly and totally depends on you and how much time you feel like you want to spend braiding your hair. For me, I want to spend as less possible time that I can. So yeah, now I'm just going to the next side of my hair and I'm braiding across. You can also braid your hair straight back if you want. I see a lot of people do that as well. This is just something that I do, just also so that I can ensure that I don't have any lumps at the top of my hair when I'm gluing my hair down. That's something that I do not like. And sometimes I notice that if my braids aren't as small as they should be when I'm braiding straight to the back, then there can be not huge lumps, but some type of lumps, and we don't want that. At least I don't. I don't really care for the way that it looks, or at least I feel like I can tell when I do it that way. But just braiding and then connecting it to the previous braid. So yeah. I'm sick of all the drama. I want 'em now. I won't listen to my mama. I want 'em now. Just let me do my thing. I want 'em now. And I don't need time to think. I want 'em now. I ain't giving 'em up, and I just don't give a fuck. I scream it loud at the top of my lungs, 'cause I know that he's the one. I want 'em now. I ain't giving 'em up, and I just don't give a fuck. I scream it loud. I want 'em now. Okay, so now that my hair is braided, I'm gonna go in and spray Got to Be on my hair before I apply the cap. Now, for this part, you can apply Morning Glory, but I just always usually apply some Got to Be, um, a bunch of it, and then I end up going in with the blow dryer and drying it. You do not, because I believe Got to Bleed. I believe Got to Be has alcohol in it. So if you're someone that does not like having alcohol on your hair, then you can just skip this part and just apply the Morning Glory on your hair, to ensure that your hair doesn't get damaged from the glue. So now I'm just going to go in with a stocking cap. You can use a brown one, you can use a black one. Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter because the stocking cap shouldn't be showing. I mean, of course, me personally, I wouldn't go in with like a cream colored one or anything like that. Black or brown are usually the go to for me. And then I also apply two of them on my hair just for extra security. And then I'll go in with my Morning Glory and I'll saturate that all over my head. Now, for me, I usually go in with probably about the whole tube. But before I do that, I did just trace out where my leave out is with a white color pencil so that I know when I'm laying and placing my tracks where not to put the tracks and the glue and everything like that. So yeah, I'm going in with a bunch of Morning Glory. Like I used practically the whole bottle just to saturate my hair. You probably don't need that much, but for me, I'm gonna turn up. So I'm gonna use a bunch of it just because I want to make sure that my hair does not come out or that glue does not get on my natural hair. So I do this process so many times, and then once I finish this, I probably let it dry because I applied so much for about 30 to 45 minutes. I think the bottle tells you that you can wait 15, I want to say, but I just waited 45 minutes. I did it when I did it. I wasn't in a rush, so yeah. If you are, you could always sit under like a hooded dryer. I just let mine air dry, and yeah, I just went about my business, and then I came back to lay my tracks. Oh, no, yeah. I ain't giving up on love, even if they say I ain't ready. I ain't giving up on love, even if they say you ain't ready. I ain't giving up on love, even if they think we ain't ready. I ain't giving up. I ain't giving up. Okay, so now that my morning glory has dried, I'm gonna go in with my glue. Before I go in with the glue, you want to measure out your track from ear to ear. Um, the mistake that I made was going too far in front of my ear with the tracks. I should have just made sure everything was behind my ear first. I was talking, I wasn't paying attention, I was on the phone. That was my mistake, rookie mistake, but I'm here for you to not make that same mistake. Now, it didn't mess up with the overall turnout on how my hair came out, but I do feel like I just would have rather do that, just because later on in the video I have to go in with shorter pieces to kind of fill in and not continue to go over my ear, if that makes sense. So between each track and each glue placement, I go in with my blow dryer and I blow the track with the glue to make sure that it is um, secure and make sure that it has dried. So you want to make sure that you do that, and you want to make sure that you do it for at least a few seconds, so that way your tracks aren't slipping, and you don't want to apply too much glue on it either. So it's super simple. You just measure your track, glue your track, lay your track, dry your track. It's 4 simple steps, and as long as you do that, you'll be okay. Um, and I just do this all up my head. Now, early in the video, I told you about how you probably saw how in the back it looked as if there was a hump. But once you start gluing your hair down, you cannot tell where my braids are. The foundation is still flat and everything like that. So, yeah, that's all I do is measure, glue, lay, dry. And I do it all up my head until I get to the top of my head, and then I usually go about it a little bit different once you are at the top near the lead out. Don't get next topic. Okay, so now that you're at the top of your hair, you want to just start cutting your tracks and laying them in smaller pieces and smaller sections. And this is usually where your hair is probably, you want to go as close as possible together so that you cannot see that stocking cap, and so that you cannot see in between those tracks and the previous tracks. Now, the closer that you go with your hair, the more hair that you would have to use. Like I said, I use 2 packs of hair, but right here, because I started going super close, I did have to go in with like some bundles that I had laying around, and I just applied maybe 2 or 3 small pieces from that. But that's also because in the back of my head, I did apply my hair super close. Now, I know some people will space out in the back of their hair more so than in the front, so that they can have more hair in the front. But for me, I want it to be full all the way around. So once you're done laying your tracks and drying them, you go in with your scissors, and be careful to not cut your hair, and just cut out that the rest of that stocking cap so that you can unbraid your leave out, and yeah, begin the flat ironing process. Just don't give a fuck. I'll scream it loud at the top of my lungs, cause I know that he's the one. I own him now. I ain't giving him up, and I just don't give a fuck. I scream it loud. I want him now. I want him now, yeah. I ain't giving up on love. so right here I just went in with my flat iron. I'm sorry, my straightening comb, and I just did my edges first. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you do not like to apply so much heat to your hair, you can honestly just go in with the flat iron. But for me, it's not bothering me at this point. So I'm just going in with my flat iron. I didn't do too many passes over it. My hair got pretty straight with that first pass. But I did go in, I want to say the next day with my wax stick, especially around my edges, because my edges had thinned out and came out a little bit from postpartum shedding. So they're growing back in, but they're super tiny. And I realized that once I applied the wax stick, it laid a lot better with the wax stick as opposed to me doing it without. So yeah, I'm just going in and flat ironing my real hair. The hair was already straightened, um, but I was super satisfied with the way everything came out. It definitely felt like I had just got a fresh blowout. The length that I got was 14 inches. I didn't want anything super long, but for $60, I think that my hair came out amazing. Like, it looked really bomb for the price and for me to have done it myself. I was able to put it behind my ear the way that I wanted to, and yeah, it curled pretty well as well too. So yeah, let me know down below your thoughts. The rest of the video is going to be pretty self-explanatory. It's just going to be me curling my hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. I ain't giving up on, I ain't giving up on, I ain't giving up on us. Even if they say I ain't ready, I ain't giving up on you. I ain't giving up on we. Even if they say I ain't ready, I ain't giving up on. I ain't giving up on now. I ain't giving up, and I just don't give a fuck. I scream it loud. He's on the top of my lungs, 'cause I know that he's the one. He's the one now. I ain't giving up, and I just don't give a fuck. I scream it loud.
Even if they say I ain't ready, I ain't giving up on